not them.
In line with that, I want to play something for you. It's in line with what you were just saying, and it's a short clip, and it's a Freudian slip, but it's a slip nonetheless with one of the senators in the U.S. Congress. And how he views Africa and America's policy towards Africa. It is pretty much identical to what you said about what the West wanted with Russia, to break Russia's economy, to get the strategic assets for pennies on the dollar, and they were willing to do any and everything to do it. And I want you, and because this thought is pervasive across the power spectrum of the West, and how they view everybody else as prey, and they are the hunters. So I want you to listen to this. This is about 19 seconds.
How can we help foster the public-private partnerships, bringing American capital and expertise and standards to Africa, so that we can keep exploiting, so that we can exploring where we can get these minerals?
Exploring. What's the fuss? It's exploring, science and geology, geography, learning about the world. That's what he meant.
I mean, it was. I mean, he said, so we can keep exploiting, and then he said, exploring.
Yeah. It was a good save. It was a good save. He could have said exploding, and then he'd be in a lot of trouble. It was a good save. No, but yeah, obviously, when they slip up like this, they just reveal the mindset, because, they meet in these think tanks, they read these reports, and this is what it's talking about. It's been true since forever. When we got a hold of the Pentagon Papers, Howard Zinn wrote about this. It was all about tin, oil, rubber, natural resources. It was never about fighting communism. It was never about democracy, human rights, freedom. That's the same as in centuries past. It was never about civilizing the savages in Africa and Asia and South America. It was never about bringing Christianity to the Indians and to the South American natives. It was always about resources. It was always about wealth. And it has always been completely and entirely ruthless, to the point where, once upon a time, they would completely replace populations of places like Haiti, because Haiti had a population of American natives living there in, presumably in nice harmony with nature and with the resources they exploited for their survival. And then, the French colonialists came in, and when these natives didn't want to work as slaves for them on sugar and coffee and tobacco plantations, they just simply killed them all and replaced them with tens of thousands of African slaves. And to this very day, Haiti is suffering the consequences of that. And still they're being, the Western, imperial colonialist system is imposing the very same ruthless system of exploitations on them. It's only dressed up differently, because they discovered that, in the past they had to send their colonialists with guns, with horses, ready, willing, and able to suppress any kind of a liberation movement. And then they later discovered that they can simply plunge these nations into financial debt. They could appoint local rulers, corrupt them, and then rely on the locals to repress other locals and, create these policies of divide and conquer. And then every country would be ruled by some kind of a corrupt type Zelensky, Juan Guaido, whatever you have, leader. And they would do the repressing for them, and the West would simply maybe provide them just the weaponry, the ammunition, the technology for repressing the local population. And, in exchange for villas in Florida and Tuscany and, yachts in the Mediterranean, they would do all the dirty work for them. And this is going on to this very day, which, fortunately, I think is coming to an end, because we're seeing increasingly African countries reassert their sovereignty and kick out the French and American colonizers, and start to renationalize their natural wealth. And hopefully this process will continue, and we'll be able to put the colonialist imperial system where it belongs, into the dustbin of history.